Hey everybody, I am here at the Base Camp Cafe in Burnside, which is the start of the Dirty Dozen 2023. This is really exciting. It's an annual Adelaide event. Not really an event because it's not official, but it happens every year and it's the most grueling event, cycling event in Adelaide. Like, everyone looks forward to it in a way that it's like, this is really cool, I'm going to challenge myself, but I'm so scared, nervous. Like, some people want to do it, some people are scared to do it. It's just this thing, but only the tough ones do it, right? Like, I've done it twice and we'll talk more about that in a minute. The reason why I'm here is with Rob Knight. Hey Rob.
Hi, how you going?
Rob is the creator of the Dirty Dozen, well, mapping it out over the last few years. Yeah. So you go through and find all these really brutal climbs around Adelaide and piece them together and say, right, let's put this into the smallest amount of kilometres that we can do and make everyone climb the most amount of...
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, just try and make it different from every year as well. We need to put Kensington in, Coach Road and Coach House Woodlands Way.
Yeah.
They're the three, probably the toughest climbs, and they're in a short space of time, so it's a good way to get the elevation up quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. So then from there you just go, right, what other horrible climbs are there?
Yeah. So how far out can you get to different climbs? Because some climbs we've never done as part of the Dirty Dozen. That's one of my main priorities. It's really hard to do it. But sometimes you also want to finish with those climbs, so just to mix it up. And they tend to be the hardest climb days of all.
Okay, so I have to say, I first did the Dirty Dozen 3 years ago, and somebody challenged me to it. I was on a flat bar, sneakers, and they said, you should do that. I'm like, yeah, because I'm willing to try anything. I love climbing. And I thought, I'll just start and I'll go and just do what I can. I'll probably just do one. Darren tagged along when he saw I was trying to do it, and he showed me where to go, otherwise I would have got lost. And he helped me, kept me going. I think I did 10 that year. But the last one that I think you ended with on that one, I think was Coach House of Woodlands.
Right.
And I was thinking, what? like, hang on, everyone's got to go up these brutal climbs, and at the end, the 13th one is the most grueling, steepest.
I think that was the hardest one, I think, so far.
Do you have a little gleam in your eye when you created and you put things like that at the end?
Well, you're walking a fine line between making it very difficult for the people who've done it before and maybe want it to go a bit further, and making it not so imposing that someone won't give it a go. I think it is very hard to do, but I think you kind of have to appeal to the people who want to do it harder first. Okay. So yeah, that's the way I look at it, because I'm doing the routes, and where someone else does the routes, they can do it their way. Yeah.
But it's good. Then you've got to try and make it flow properly as well. Like, you go from this climb to that climb, not too much riding in between, but then going to the next.
Yeah, and I think there are tricks to that. I think of myself, I'm pretty good at curating routes. I think of more of a curation process and a route creation process, and you're just trying to make it as quiet, difficult, scenic, and maybe different for people, because people don't explore. So I'm kind of making an exploratory route too. Yeah,
that is really cool. When I first did it, I was like, this is amazing. We're riding through the hills. There was some gravel roads that you'd put in, and it was just really pretty. Like, it was hard. It was so hard, but it was pretty and it was peaceful. And I thought, I didn't realise Adelaide had these roads that we could ride. I was on an adventure and I loved it. It was really exciting, and the pain was worth it.
Exactly. Put the pain aside and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and then but challenging yourself to just see how far you can go. And so how did you get into cycling and climbing and this?
I think I liked the Tour de France for a long time, and I was living in the UK for a while, and I wanted to do the entire tour, and I never did it. And I got back here and I thought to myself, I need a bike, because I'll never do riding, and I just started riding, and then I thought, I like climbing, and then suddenly I was doing lots of climbing. I don't know. And I created routes, like I've mentioned before, and I wanted to do them, so I needed to be able to climb. And yeah, the Dirty Dozen came out of nowhere. I don't know where I heard about it.
And you've done because you've got this Hells, so that's the Hells, what is it, the Hells 500?
Hells 500.
Hells 500, which is the Everesting.
Yep.
And how many Everestings have you done?
5.
So what inspired you to do that?
someone I knew was doing it. He's relatively well known in the Everesting community. He's Shane Elliott. He's stopped cycling now, but he was someone I'd ridden with a bit before, and he talked about doing an Everesting, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, it sounded a bit crazy. And then he went out and he wanted people to Sherpa with him, and I was in hospital at the time. I couldn't go, and I felt like I missed out. And then I went and did it with him another time, and I kind of enjoyed it, and I thought maybe I'll do the whole thing. So he put together a group to do a hill just here called Yarrabee. It's up this road here, and I thought I'll give it a go. I'll give anything a go. So yeah, and we ended up doing a HRS, which is 10,000 metres in a climb instead. So
how long did that take you?
23 hours.
Wow. So
I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't very good at it. You do learn. You definitely learn.
Yeah.
So it's addictive from that point.
So, because you did it with a group of people, so it wasn't just you out there. There's a group of you doing it, supporting each other.
Yeah, we did it at our own paces. So most of the time we rode on our own, but we had people going back and forth, which helps. Maybe I've done everyone since on my own without anyone, so I don't know. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, and you're thinking, what would you eat when you're doing that? Because the sort of food that you eat for that would be similar to what you would need to eat for the Dirty Dozen kind of thing. Would it be like same sort of thing?
I'm probably not the right person to ask that question to. I don't tend to eat very well. With an event like Dirty Dozen, I probably will have a bar and a gel, and that'd be it.
Yeah.
And I won't eat the morning of either. So that's maybe don't do that. No, but for an Everesting, I think it's probably the most important thing you do. And I got a strategy which was to stop every 1,000 meters and eat something. It was always going to be like I made boiled eggs or a roll with some salad and some ham or something in it, or a banana, or I had chips and lollies if I needed them. Just make sure you have everything if you want it, because you crave it, you want it, and you don't have it, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And then eat all the time and drink a lot of drinking. Water.
Yeah. So drinking.
Water,
okay.
No alcohol.
We'll clarify that.
And I find it addictive. And a couple of times I've decided a couple hours before, I've just gone out and done it. So
really? Just a couple of hours, you're like, today I feel like doing an Everesting.
I knew the weather was good and I went out and do it. So I've done that 2 or 3 times. So.
What tips do you have for anyone who's wanting or thinking about doing the Dirty Dozen, have never done it before, and then even for people who I suppose have, but if they haven't done it before?
Okay. It might sound cliche, good attitude. You can't do it thinking you're not going to finish it. Like, you go in there thinking you might, and if you don't finish it, all right, big deal. But don't go in there putting it off. Like, you can't. There's no point regretting not doing it.
Yeah.
So that's number one. I think it is probably important, not to everyone, but you definitely need gears. Don't try and do it if you've got a 25 cassette on the back. Like, you've got some good legs if you can do that, I'll tell you what. So most people now got probably 34s on the back. I think a minimum would be a 28 or a 30, and you're pretty good even then.
I've got a 42.
See?
I can say to people, if you want to climb.
You'll be able to spin up those climbs. So you'll be fine today.
Yeah.
Food and water. Don't overdo, don't push too hard and burn your legs out. But other than that, it's really just want to do it and you'll find a way.
Yeah, exactly. Just it's just the attitude again, isn't it?
Attitude,
yeah. Just get out there, and you've already won by the fact that you've turned up and you're going to do it.
Exactly.
Than people who've already quit before they've even tried. So,
yeah.
Okay. And what about the people who do it every year? What advice have you got, or tips have you got for them?
I don't think this year is any tougher than last year, except for it's shorter. So because it's a bit shorter, it makes it harder because it's a relatively similar amount of climbing, but it's also over quicker.
True.
There's a lot of short, steep climbs in it. That's going to be the bit that kills people. So lots of things that's sapping your energy. You'll have to stand up at 20+%, but you won't be able to just sit down all of that. So hopefully they'll turn up anyway. So yeah, if you're putting those people off, it's too hard, I think. So yeah, I'll have to learn that for next time.
I always think if I can do it, and I've never done anything like that before, and I did 10 of them in sneakers and a flat bar, and I think I could get into I think I could only get into a 28 or 30. I can't remember, my gearing was really bad at the time. Than anyone. Nobody has an excuse. If Serafina can do it, nobody has an excuse.
If you say so.
Yeah. Well, shall we go and try this Cherryville? Or shall we do Coach House and Woodlands as a warm-up?
I think we should.
Okay, so Coach House and Woodlands as a warm-up.
Just get the legs going.
Okay, and then we'll do Cherryville.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, let's do it. Woodlands. This is a brutal climb. What's the average gradient?
It's like 10.5 or so.
10.5 for how many kilometres? 2?
Oh, gee, no, it's like 2.5 or 3. I can't remember which one. It's a long way.
This is a really good brutal one. I accidentally did this the first time I did it. I didn't even know I was doing it.
Probably the reason why this is considered either the most or the second most difficult climb in Adelaide is more towards the top. There are 3 very steep pinches, all in their late teens and early 20s, and it's already a steep enough climb as it is, so they really hurt.
Like just when you think it's over, it's like, no, there's more.
Yeah, so all you have to know is once you've hit the 3rd one, that's the last one.
All right,
Back.
Let's do this.
So you can go onto a 20% hill, say, and if you zigzag it, you can basically flatten it down to being like a 10% hill.
Yeah, so you just zigzag across the road while you're going up.
Yeah, if you're always in trouble, you just start to zigzag. You check it for traffic, but it helps you get up. At the top of Norton, which is a great place to come to fill your water, so everyone knows Norton Summit, it's a good place to stop. And now we're going to go to Cherryville via Debneys.
Debneys, yeah.
Which is a gravel road.
Yes, yeah, it's a shortcut. Straight ahead here, not many people use it, but yeah, it's beautiful.
It's pretty.
And it's a shortcut.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't like that? And more climbing.
Exactly, and gravel, and I love, you were talking before about riding on gravel. You can ride standing up on gravel. You've mastered the art of doing that.
Well, I don't know about mastering it, but it's definitely a good skill to have, because if you get tired and it's steep, sometimes you need to stand up.
Yeah.
You just got to be smooth. You just got to pedal smoothly.
None of the jerky.
No, you slip your rear wheel, and then you'll either come off or you'll stop, and then you're done.
It's a very scary feeling when like you said, you get tired, you go, oh, I'll just stand then, and then you stand, you forget that you can't, your back wheel spins out and you're like, no, I can't stand. Yeah, well you can maybe teach me. how to stand.
All right, I'll try.
All right, let's do it. Debneys and then Cherryville. All clear.
I've been down there before.
Down here?
Yeah, it goes back around the back over there.
Is that just dirt?
It's virtually not there.
Is it actually a track?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is a path, okay. You just thought you'd go off-roading into the bush.
Back when I was exploring every little thing I could find. Colonial?
It's not like it's loose gravel and rocks and stuff, it's more like
The thing I don't get about this is people who don't do this type of riding, they'll never come here and they'll never see stuff like this.
yeah.
It'll just be hidden forever.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do on a road bike, and it's beautiful, and they just don't explore or go on the...
And it's quiet apart from anything else.
This is, to me, this is what is amazing about the Adelaide Hills.
And this is what drew me into gravel riding. This
Yeah.
road and a couple others like it.
Yeah.
Where's more of this? See that road there? That on the map is a fire track,
Yeah.
and I've always wanted to do it. But I reckon it's just one of those fire track things where it's actually a fire track when they need it to be.
Okay, but it's doable?
So that's where the other one came out. We're going to have the general classifications of a steep climb.
Yeah.
So yeah, Parish Hill technically shouldn't be a climb, but that's 25%, so it's always going to be a climb.
What have I done that there?
It's been the Dirty Dozen the last couple of times.
Around the corner. There we go, Montague Road, Cherryville Road, Marble Hill Road. That's how, if those of you who haven't been here before, that's where it is. I don't know why I've never done this before, because this is one of the challenging climbs.
hidden.
It's hidden.
It's hidden.
It's a cul-de-sac. Like
And it's a dead end.
It's a dead end. So you're going to go down.
Yeah.
So you go down really steep, and then you've
Yeah.
got to turn around and then come back up.
I feel like that's one of the main problem with it, is that you have to make a choice to go down. If you go up first, you can always turn around and come home at any point you want. But here you've got to, you've got to come out.
Committed.
You
There's
have
only
no
one
choice.
way out. All right. Okay. So we'll do this.
Yep.
This is good. What number is this in the Dirty Dozen this year? Okay, so basically what we've just done, like coming up Coach House and Woodlands, and
Yeah,
then
the only thing
coming
we haven't
over.
done is Coach and
Yeah,
Kensington
and then
first.
we'd be coming to do this.
And the two other bonus climbs.
Yeah, which is secret bonus scary climbs.
Yeah.
You've got this gleam in your eye.
Yeah. Feeling good.
Awesome. All right, we're going to do this. Descending's actually really scary for me. That's harder than going up to going down.
It's not
so-
that bad.
Okay. All right.
It's not as steep as Coach House.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Alright.
if you can get up that, you can get up this.
All right. Easy. No, descending though.
Oh, just watch my line. I'm pretty comfortable, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone knows descending's not my thing. Going up, I'll go up anything, but going down is like.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this. It's steep.
Fun coming out.
And it's still going down. We're not at the bottom yet. I'm gonna go over here because it's so muddy. This is really muddy. It is so steep and we're still descending. I can't believe this. One hand and 1 foot are descending on this insane gradient.
Good brakes.
This is the end? My arms, like this part of my arms is so sore from like...
That's part of the downside to not just allowing your bike to run a bit.
Yeah, I get
It
so...
definitely hurts.
Yeah, I'm so nervous. I'm such a nervous descender. I don't know why. That's the one skill I definitely need to... And that, so you guys, if you've not done this before, that's scary.
It could do with a sweep too.
And
There's
like,
2 or 3 trees down.
yeah, definitely you need strong muscle, because I'm just like...
Disc brakes. They're the
Disc
way to
brakes,
go. Way of
yeah.
the future.
Yeah. I know, yeah, okay, that's a long descent. That's a long, steep descent.
But it's an easy climb.
But
So.
I'm looking forward to the climb because I enjoy the climbing. So, and look at that, the view of that house. Imagine living here. Wow.
Wouldn't be so good if there was a fire, I guess, but one
Yeah,
way
it's
in.
nice. I like waking up to that view in the morning and yeah. All right, let's do this.
Yeah. Yes. Everyone enjoyed that.
Yeah, I do that.
Oh yeah, I had my summer bike nicked earlier this year.
I don't know. I'll have the skills in your legs as well.
Yeah. Real not. Not really much of a good shot. It looks steep, but other than that, I'm not sure.
I'm not totally kidding.
Oh. There you go. You've done it. High five. Yes.
Oh, that was awesome. But
See, it wasn't that hard, was it?
it wasn't. You know, the hard part was going down. The scary part was going down
Yeah.
for me and coming up.
It was a bit dirty.
Yeah, the coming up was fine, and it's really nice because you just get to ride up, 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 and often the climbs around Adelaide because they're short, steep ones, but that's keeps going.
Does keep going.
But
A little kick at the end too.
yeah, and then being mindful though that that's going to be number 4 in the Dirty Dozen, and you've still got another
9 official and I think 8 other climbs. So
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's a really cool climb, guys. Definitely. Even if you're not going to do the Dirty Dozen, which I hope that you are, you need to come and try this Cherryville because
recommended.
I think it's like Corkscrew is one of my favourite climbs, and this is another one of my favourite climbs, and one of my scariest descents.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get my breath. So thanks, Rob, for
No problem.
sharing the Dirty Dozen, the climbs, and you with everybody. So what date is the Dirty Dozen?
It's the 2nd of September.
Yeah.
It's as we were at base camp in Burnside there. We tend to roll out at 7 on the dot, but get there early, I'd say. Have a coffee, meet some people, talk about it, all of those things.
Psych yourselves up.
Psych yourself out, yeah.
And remember, it's not an official event. It's like an event. It's something that happens in Adelaide every year.
It's free. Like, you don't have to pay or anything.
Yeah.
Just look after each other, and that's, you know, it's all community stuff.
Yeah, and actually that's the thing I've noticed that when I've done it, everyone's just really supportive and friendly. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. So if you guys want to do it with me, yeah, get in touch. And I'll put a link to the Dirty Dozen and the route and everything in the description below, so you can check that out, as well as that spreadsheet that Rob's created of all the climbs around Adelaide, with the cool gradients and things like that, so you can tick those off and practice.
Get out there and explore.
Yeah. And any last words of wisdom or encouragement, or?
Failure is a process.
Failure is
so once you fail, you learn how to succeed. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say failure is not an option. When you said that, I'm like, no, it's not really an option. But
there's nothing wrong with failure.
You haven't really failed if you've just come out and you've done one climb. It's not a failure.
Yeah, if you don't make it, who cares?
Yeah, you've still won. Yeah, so it is a process. I like that. Failure is a process. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. And in the Dirty Dozen. Thanks, John.